Hey, what's up everyone and welcome back to another episode of Naked CTF. I am Jono from OpenLensec, and in this Naked CTF series, I will attempt to compromise and own a server from HackTheBox. This is my first attempt. I've not solved it beforehand, nor I've read anything about it. It's one take with no editing, so this could be 30 minutes or 3 hours. Let's go. Today we're doing Blocky, which is a Linux machine. We've just spun it up a couple of minutes ago. Let's grab the IP and let's jump straight into it. So, using my little macro here, macro slash shell function. This is going to set up our notes and establish a tmox session and just get everything filed away. So let's get into our working directory. Blocky, there we go. And let's open up our notes. Where is it? Blocky. Let's go Blocky. Okay. So, as always, we're going to start off with some enumeration. And I'm just going to grab this. And run this. Sorry, I keep calling it enumeration. Should be called recon if you follow the MITRE attack matrix thing. Or the standard kind of terminology. Okay, so this has failed because it's didn't pass the ping check. So let's try the PN option. And straight away, we've got a couple of ports open. We're doing all 65535 ports. And let's just grab this when it comes in. Yeah, so I hope you've been enjoying the Naked CTF series. I feel like I'm starting to make some good progression in terms of learning the various TTPs. TTPs are tools, techniques, and procedures. And just generally getting more organized about notes, workflow, just the whole methodology that I'm starting to develop for myself. Everyone goes through this phase from what I can see. And if you can see here, discovered a port 25565. That's why I'm doing the full scan rather than just top 1000, because if we did the top 1000, we probably wouldn't have caught that port. And now it's doing the connect scan, the discovery, which is where it will run various NSE scripts to try and fingerprint the service and work out what's running on the other side of that port. Not doing UDP as part of my workflow at the moment. I think just about everything in the easy spectrum or the easy end of CTF or HackTheBox is generally TCP, but at some point I'm going to need to work UDP scanning into my workflow because it's just a necessary thing, right? Like there might be in real world or under OSCP exam conditions, there might be UDP services that we need to know about. So let's grab all this and put it in our notes. So we'll go from here to here, and then we'll take a quick look at it. All right, we got. What do we got? FTP. Cool. Pro FTP, FTPD 1.3.5 alpha. Cool. We've got Open SSH running, 7.2 P2 Ubuntu. There's the host key. 22. Let's just space these out a little bit. 21, 22. We got something running on port 80. Which is a HTTP server running on Apache. You can see there's a 302 message here basically saying that when the NSE script ran, it didn't follow the 302 request to blocky.htb. So that's probably the domain that we're going to be working with. 8192, which is returning as Sophos, is connection refused. Okay, that's an interesting one. And 25565, Minecraft. Awesome. Okay. I believe this is a Minecraft server, and I was actually just playing Minecraft with kids earlier today, so very good timing. Right, where do we start? as normal, I think we're going to leave 22 alone for now until we have some type of credentials. Because we don't want to try and crack SSH without some sort of credential attack. It's pretty robust, so let's do this. Excuse me. So we're going to go 21 FTP, check for a non-login. Okay. Then we're going to go to, we're going to leave SSH alone for now. Port 80. Port 80, HTTP, casual browse of website. Look for anything interesting. Directory and file enumeration if required. So if we don't find anything, you know, really obvious on the website, like a vulnerable open source package or some sort of obvious misconfiguration or LFI or whatever it might be, then we can go and do the whole directory and file enumeration if required. So that's port 80. 8192, I think we're going to leave alone for now because we can't connect externally anyway. We're getting this connection refused back from Nmap. And 25565 Minecraft. Don't know a whole lot about Minecraft server. I know that it runs on Linux. And yeah, let's have a look for known CVE or vuln for Minecraft server 1.11.2. So I'm happy with that, like as our initial plan to try and get some sort of foothold going. So FTP, it's not this one. I know there's another version. Yeah, VS FTP'd, not Pro FTP'd. So VS FTP'd, there's a version that's backdoored. That's not this. So let's just go ahead and try the anonymous credentials. Okay. ANONYMOUS. Nope. So it doesn't look like there's a non-credentials available. Okay. So with that, let's jump over to the browser, grab the IP address, and http://101037. We're going to need to add that redirect. So if we look at our developer tools here and we do a reload, we can see the initial GET request. Okay, yeah, we want to go back to the IP. HTTP. So when we hit that IP, we get a 302 redirect saying this is the location you want to go to, blocky.htb. So in here, I'm going to add host. Yep, that's the one, add host. I can't remember my own macros now, so let me just quickly check. Okay. Yep. Add host is IP and then domain. Okay, add host, IP, and then domain. And that'll just, for those who might not have seen it before, it's just a shell function that I have that will add blocky.hdb and the IP address to my Etsy host file. So it just saves like 400 milliseconds of opening an editor, you know, adding the file and then adding the entry and then saving it. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's try again. The 302 redirect should work now. And here we are, Blocky Craft. We've got a very Minecraft-themed webpage here. Looks pretty cool, actually. It's a really nice landscape shot from Minecraft. Welcome to Blocky Craft. Welcome, everyone. The site and the server are still under construction, so don't expect too much right now, okay? We are currently developing a wiki, all right? And a core plugin to track player stats and stuff. Lots of great stuff planned for the future. So, yeah, like my first thing is that this instantly looks like a WordPress blog, and then scrolling to the bottom, I can see wordpress.org. So, let's see. Let's have a look at the page source. And there's going to be all sorts of WordPress stuff in here. And I know that on WordPress, the admin path is usually wp/admin. And there it is, yeah. So that's the backend administration page for this WordPress blog. Let's see, what do we want to do? We want to get the version, right? How do we fingerprint? Well, I tell you what, this is a good opportunity. There's a tool that I've been meaning to use, but never really had the chance, WP Scan. And it is basically a WordPress specific tool for enumeration and checking for, you know, common misconfigurations and everything. I've never actually used it, so I'm going to give it a try now. IP blocky.hdb. So we'll let that run. Let's just keep our notes going. Whoa! It's throwing back a lot of stuff. Okay. Port 80 is running WordPress. Does it give us a version? So we need to go back up. Apache 2418. XML RPC seems to be enabled. Okay. README. Upload directory has listing enabled. Okay, that's interesting. So WP content. WP content /uploads. Oh, what's there? 2017 07. Okay, just images that are used. Like the wallpaper, yep, okay. Dang, I thought we might have had a backup or something there. Okay. Right. Getting too ahead of ourselves. So, out of all the three services that we kind of chose to look at first, I think Port 80 is the most interesting. FTP, because we don't have anonymous access, maybe we'll find some credentials somewhere else that'll give us some access to that later. Minecraft, we're going to have a dig around for vulnerabilities that may exist for that particular version. But until then, let's keep looking at WordPress itself. So WordPress version 4.8 identified. That's what I was looking for, 4.8. It's quite old. I know that WordPress releases are pretty frequent because they're constantly addressing functional and security issues and everything else. Like, they seem to have a lot of new releases, and in fact, to be fair to WordPress, I think a lot of the vulnerabilities pop up in the plugin architecture and not WordPress, the WordPress core. What else we got? Config backups. None found. Okay. So it doesn't kind of rank these things. It just spits everything out that it finds. XML RPC. Let's have a look at that. Okay. So what is WordPress XML RPC views? Brute force attacks. So this is kind of like an older API rather than a REST API interface, which is kind of the more modern standard. This has a XML interface for publishing a post, editing a post, brute force attacks. Okay. If you know any valid usernames, that would be even better. I would recommend WP Scan to find a list of valid usernames almost all the time. Companies never tried to... Okay. And then this is the XML payload that you send if you want to kind of test a credential pair, I guess. So you'll either get wrong pass or 200. There's no rate limiting, anything like that. So... All right. So ping back. Right. So let's just kind of develop some options here. One option is brute force credentials via XML RPC, XML RPC.php. Options. What else we got? WordPress README. I don't think that's going to be anything super interesting. README.html. Yeah, this is like the standard boilerplate README. If you know any valid usernames, so we don't have any usernames at the moment. I believe the default is admin. So README, we don't care about. Upload directory doesn't look like it has anything interesting. WP cron, which is like kind of a cron implementation within WordPress. 4.8. WordPress theme. Okay, I can't imagine the theme being vulnerable. No plugins. Okay. So, what do we want to do? I mean, we could start some attacks on... First of all, is there a default username and password for WordPress? I don't think so. I think it makes you set the admin password. Yeah, so the default username is admin, but the password you have to set during the actual kind of setup process where it creates the database and everything. So assuming admin is still there, right? Let's go back to WP admin. So we're going to assume the username is admin, and then blocky. Nope, admin blocky.htb. Admin blocky craft. So we could try a brute force attack to try and figure out what this password is. So it's not admin. It's not admin password. Okay. I'm wondering what else we can do here. So, or via WP admin form. Nothing else. I mean, let's get the, WordPress 4.8 and just check for vulnerabilities. WordPress 4.8 vulner. Okay. Okay, these are items that are fixed in 4.8. Alright. Let's run that again, but let's just capture the output for later. Plugin, content, timeline, SQL injection, possible SQL injection, multiple vulnerabilities, 4.8 to etc. Alright, there's something in exploitDB. 4.8.2 WP query SQL injection. Remote attackers to disclose sensitive information on affected installation of WordPress core. Authentication not required. It's good. So we want to post to WP admin Ajax. So let's just check that exists. Okay, so it returns something, so the PHP script is there. Disclose stored credentials. Okay, interesting. So let's grab this. Exploit. So if we can use something to dump the credentials, that might be handy. Okay, references. Exploit.txt. It's the same thing that we just saw. Text query, terminal terms, that's where our injection is. But what do we actually put in there to get the credentials? Or something from the WordPress database, I guess. POC. Single URL to check. It's using slightly different. It's using... Okay. Okay, so this is just confirming that the target is vulnerable. Yeah, it's not actually exfiltrating any information, I don't think. Exposing database info. That's what we want. But from what I remember, even if we get the database hash, like the admin password hash, like from what I remember, it's salted. Okay, this is the specifics about how the vulnerability works. Okay. Right, we might be going down a bit of a rabbit hole here. So, what do we know? We've got a potential exfil exploit in this CVE. Let's do some of that file enumeration anyway. Let's grab this one. Export URL equals http blocky.hdb. Hey, what have I done? Oh, I didn't quote it. And I don't need the $sign. Brain is not engaged today. All right, so we do that. And then extensions. So we want -e.php.htm.html. That is the wrong path for the word list. No, we want to do file first. Discovery, web content, raft, medium, files. .txt. Whoa. All right, let's have a look. README, htaccess, 403, license.txt, wp-config, wp-trackback, wp-cron, blog header, wp-load, 403. Yeah, not a whole lot. That's super interesting. Okay. let's do directory next. Directory list. Directory list 2.3 large. 2.3 big. Oh man. Doesn't like being in a window that's not as wide as itself. Okay. So I'm just thinking. We've got 200, 301. Oh, they did mention a wiki, didn't they? Under construction. Oh. So, wiki. Okay, let's kill that. Run it again. WP admin makes sense. PHP my PHP my admin. But again, it's unlikely that that is any good without credentials. Nope. Let's carry on. PHP my admin slash HTTP. Yep, there it is. Don't have credentials. So that's worth noting. Just let that go for a minute. See if it turns up anything else that's interesting. Oops, I just accidentally locked the screen. Sorry about that. While we're waiting, let's just check out that FPT daemon. So I'm going to do new window, search, exploit, pro, FTP. There's quite a few there. CTF, Blocky, Nmap, and it was pro FTP 135 alpha. 135. Mod copy command execution. Okay. Mod copy remote command execution. File copy. Okay, so looks like we have kind of just been jumping all over the place here. I apologize. I need to get back into some sort of proper stream. We'll let this finish and then we'll get reset in terms of what we're looking at. So there is a vulnerability for FTP, it looks like. I don't know if the version exactly matches, but yeah. So we'll just let this guy continue to run. Let's also check out the Minecraft. Okay, Minecraft launcher. That's not Minecraft server. So Minecraft server exploit, and we were looking at version. Where is it? 111.2. 111.2. This is more in-game. People being able to duplicate TNT blocks, which is kind of funny. Okay, let's park that for now. And we'll go back to our enumeration. Okay, let's take some notes. Because we're kind of going all over the place here. Directory enumeration. So we've got /wiki under generic under construction. WP, I'm just going to do WP star, part of WordPress install, /plugins, we haven't checked yet. WP includes JavaScript, we haven't checked yet. What else we got? JavaScript, WP admin, PHP admin. Yeah, okay. So WP admin and then /PHP my admin, which is a web-based tool for managing a MySQL instance. No credentials. Let's just check these other ones. Be thorough about our enumeration. JavaScript. Nope. http://blocky.htb JavaScript. Nope. That's permission denied. And WPS scan said no plugins. Interesting. What is this? Cute file browser. Okay. Uh, 43. What is cute file browser? Okay, so it looks like a JavaScript-based tool, which you can upload to a folder somewhere on your site and share documents and everything else. Anyway, so a jar and a jar. So let's grab both of these. Loot. Downloads star.jar to loot. Loot. Now, on the homepage, the owner of this website did mention that there's stuff they're building, right? There's stuff under development. Wiki system for the server and a core plugin to track player stats and stuff. Blocky core. Core plugin, Blocky core. Sounds good to me. Grief prevention, I'm going to guess, is like a standard open source plugin for Minecraft. Let's have a look. Grief prevention -1.11. Yeah. I think it's a mod that you install to stop some players from messing around with other players. And look, there it turns up under the name Blocky. So I want to have a look at this, I think. Let's review. Possible, but no, well, only known username is admin, which is WordPress default, and may have been changed. What actual foothold do we get? So yeah, like even if we exploit that, even if we brute force the admin user for WordPress, like what does that give us? So we get admin access to WordPress. But we might also creds may also work with PHP my admin, and that would be big, right? Because that would give us, you know, read-write access to the MySQL database that's powering WordPress and potentially Minecraft. So let's park this one for now. FTP. Yeah. Potential RCE. So if we just kind of prioritize like what we want to do, right? I think this is number one. I think we should dive into these. Number two. This number three. And this number four. It's kind of like the order that I'm thinking of where to spend our time. So let's grab this guy, Linux remote .py. Now, version number listed here is 135. The banner is of the service that's running is 135A. So I don't know if that's going to have any difference. So we want to, let's make a directory. Exploit. Move into that. And let's search exploit mirror. this guy. Vim 368. Tested on Kali Linux. Great. Vulnerable server. Path accessible from web. PHP payload to be executed. So number one is the vulnerable server. And then it looks like so it's doing like a raw socket connection. And then it calls. So I think this assumes that one of the FTP directories is accessible via the web. Alright, let's have a look at the next one. 3608 is the last one. Yeah, so that's command execution. Let's have a look at this one. .499. Looks like the same exploit. So we can upload but we need to know the root path for the file system. So I'm going to guess that in the case of WordPress running on Ubuntu, var www.html is the right one. And that normally, well, I'm assuming that WordPress is installed into the root of this HTML directory. So let's give it a try. Python 3499. So what were the arguments again? It's just the IP. Okay. So maybe this URL will work. Let's try blocky.hdb. Yeah, okay. So we don't know the actual path of the website. I mean, we could try and, you know, a few different combinations. Because from what I can see is that it's copy from, copy to, copy from, copy to. There's something about this sequence. Maybe if you run copy from unauthenticated and then do a to, it's going to echo out this content to the next. Yeah, okay. So that is saying that it wrote successfully. So have got a 200, but it didn't get a 200, did it? It got a 30 something. Pro FTP'd 1.5. 135. 135 exploit. Mod copy command execution. Yeah, so there's a metasploit for it. Yeah, so it exploits these copy from, copy to, mod copy commands. Unauthenticated client leverage these commands to copy files from any part of the file system to a chosen destination. And runs as nobody user. PHP remote code execution is made possible. Alright. So really for this, we need to determine physical file system path for web root directory. So we may come back to that. Number 2 was to look at these jar files. Now, it's been a long time. How do I unjar jar file? Extracting the contents. Use X. Jar XF my file. Java. So we want to go into loop directory. Java XF blocky core. Oh yeah, that's right. It's just a zip, right? My first plugin. Okay. I thought the class file would be... Oh, hello. SQL user, SQL pass. I thought the class file would be plain text. Maybe it's bytecode. I don't know. But we've got what looks like credentials. So let's go back to our notes. And let's put it in here. Found in blocky core.jar. Found in / plugins blocky core.jar. Okay. Let's try it out. First thing we'll try is wp admin. Admin. Root. No good. Let's try php myadmin root. There we go. Nice. So works with php myadmin. So let's have a kind of dig around here. Default database, default database, default database, default database. PHP myadmin is just the backing database for this application. And then WordPress is the backing database for WordPress, obviously. So let's run a SQL command. Actually, we'll get rid of that. Users. User login, Notch. And then the password, username Notch. User email Notch at blockcraftfake.com. So that's funny. Notch is the original developer of Minecraft. Let's try SSH, shall we? Root at IP. Yes. Let's just make sure we got this correct. Yep. Use clipboard. And it doesn't work. So the root, if I'm guessing the root user in this case is a MySQL user. So we look in here. Yeah, we've got root. Okay. So let's just take a little moment here. So our initial foothold is root access to MySQL DB using MySQL local user root. Let's try it on the FPT server. FTP IP root. Yeah, okay, doesn't work there. Tested SSH FTP WP admin. All no good. Right. So we've got kind of fairly high privilege access at a database level. What can we do next? I mean, we have in terms of other credentials, Notch plus password hash from WordPress. So why don't we try Notch plus this password? Notch. Oh, there we go. Okay. So Notch works with FTP. So Notch user found in WordPress DB works with FTP. There's our user flag. So I'm going to guess that it works with SSH as well, yeah. Yeah, so when we log in as FTP using Notch, it takes us to the same home directory that, yeah, okay. So let's back out of there. Let's change our local working directory. Let's log back in. Oops. Let's grab the user flag. User flag. Let's pop it in here. Okay. Hopefully that's right. Now, able to SSH to host using root MySQL user password. Root user from MySQL's password plus username not from WordPress DB. What's in Minecraft? Let's just do a quick sanity check. So ID groups, Notch, ADM. Member of LXD. Okay. So Notch user, Notch Unix user or Linux user is member of LXD group. Possible PE. What else do we normally do? So we've got groups. Kernel version. Do we want to run Ps? Ubuntu 16.04. And let's just grab all of this. I learnt my lesson the hard way the other day. Oops. About not looking for distro-specific vulnerabilities. What else do we do? Sudo -l. We've got Notch's password, so we can do that. It is here. Notch user may run the following commands on Blocky. All. So if I do sudo -i, hey, we're root. There we go. That's it. Minecraft was simply a supporting actor in this whole thing. Let me just get my Windows sorted back out. Okay. Let's get the flag in. Yeah. And let's do a quick recap. So, look, lots of interesting kind of red herrings in all of this. So the actual path was our recon. Then we were able to found jar file in /plugins. which contained MySQL credentials or user root. Used these credentials to access phpMyAdmin. Got another username notch from WordPress database. Able to log SSH as notch to hosts. Notch user had full sudo access. Open launch root shell. No exploit. So now that I think about it, there was actually no exploits in any of this. There was no RCE in FTP. There was no abuse of this XML RPC. There was this other random one that we looked at. It was just simply leaky credentials uploaded in here. This /plugins. We didn't use any of the vulnerabilities that might exist in this older version of WordPress. Minecraft we didn't even really look at, Minecraft server. And what I think is interesting about this is that when I did the initial scan using WordPress Scanner, is it said, hey, no plugins installed. But it wasn't until we did the directory enumeration and we saw the directory itself and said, look, let's check it out, that we found those jar files. So that wouldn't have been picked up through any automated enumeration tool. It simply had to be viewed, to be found, and to get that hint with the jar files. So yeah, all in all, really cool fun, really cool box, a lot of fun. Like I said, no exploit, just that chain of bad configuration and public facing information and everything else that was reused passwords. That's another big, super simple one that led us down the path. So look, it's been a lot of fun, and if you stuck around to the end of this video, thanks very much. Have a great morning, evening, or nighttime, whatever time it is for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.